Hi everyone, so I'm going to do 4 examples that will help you do your homework and hopefully help you understand the notes. So after this, your assignment is numbers 1 through 20 all, but remember you can always look to the back of the book and check your odd answers. The book problem only asks you to sketch the angle in standard position, mark the reference angle, and find its measure. But I'm going to ask you to also find a coterminal angle, just so we remember that vocabulary. Okay, sorry, I was checking something. So for number 1, it's 130. So first I have to draw my angle in standard position. So I'm going to draw my x and y axis. And I start on the positive u-axis and go counterclockwise. So this is 90. If I go the whole way to this one, it'll be 180. So I don't want to go there. So I want to go somewhere in here. So there's the angle in standard position. And then I'm going to mark the reference angle. So the reference angle is the acute angle between the u-axis and the terminal side. So that is actually right here because it has to be with the u-axis and the terminal side. So here's our reference angle. And I need to find its measure. So for this one, theta equals 130 degrees. And this is a straight line. So this whole thing makes 180 degrees. So if I take 180 minus 130, I'm going to get this space right here, which is 50 degrees. So that's my reference angle. Now I've also on your homework asked you to find the coterminal angle. So I'm going to do that twice for this one, and then I'll show you how to do it for the other ones. So let's say I want to go 130 degrees right here to this. But then I want to take another lap. So what would we call that? Well, we would do 130 plus 360, and we'd get 490. So 490 degrees is a coterminal angle because it also stops where 130 stops. What if I wanted to go the opposite direction? So if I wanted to go this way, well, I know that this is 180, and then this space right there is 50 because I found that. So another coterminal angle is 180 plus 50, and that is 230 degrees. Now I went in the opposite direction, or I went in the negative direction, so my answer is negative. So that's a coterminal angle as well. Let's go to number 2. 198 degrees. All right, here I go. My UV axis. And I have to start here. So I go to 90. I go to 180. And this is 270. So I'm not going to go all the way there. So it's somewhere down here. And I only care that you get it in the right quadrant. So there's my angle in standard position. The reference angle. Again, the reference angle is your acute angle between the u-axis, and this. So the acute angle that we're talking about is this angle right here. So in the quadrant 3, how am I going to find that? Well, here's how I look at it. This is 180 degrees, and this is whatever space is left to make 198. So for this angle, I'm going to take 198, subtract from 180, and I get 18. So the reference angle is 18 degrees. Let's do a coterminal angle. So again, I could go to 198 and then do another lap. So for this one, I'm going to take 198 plus 360. I'm going to have to do that on a calculator. And I get 558 degrees. So that's one of my CAs. And for this one, I'll also do a second one. So I'm going to go backwards again. So I'm going to go this way so I know my answer is negative, whatever it is. And this one's a little trickier. So if I think about this like a full circle, so I have 198 degrees will get me to here, and then I have whatever's left to make it through 360. I can just take 360 minus 198. And what do I get? I get 162 degrees. Now remember, for this one I went in the opposite direction, so my final answer is negative. So that's another coterminal angle. Okay, let's find two more. All right, number 5, 342 degrees. So I go past 90, I go past 180, I even go past 270, and I'm not going to go all the way to 360. So somewhere down here is my angle in standard position. And I went counterclockwise, so I went that way. My reference angle is between my U-axis and my terminal side, and it's the acute angle. So it's this space right here. So this angle is in quadrant 4. So in quadrant 4, how I see this is the whole thing is 360, and this is the space that you take away from 342. So if I take 360, the whole circle, I subtract what I've just got, or what my angle was, then I have this space left. So that's going to be 18 degrees. So there's my reference angle. And for my coterminal angle, well, my coterminal angle, if I just go in this opposite direction, then I've gone the same space as my reference angle in a negative direction. So my reference angle, my coterminal angle can be negative 18 degrees because that's the same, I've hit the same terminal side or final position, and I've just gone the opposite way. So there's my coterminal angle. All right, last, number 6. So for number 6, an angle in standard position. So if I go all the way to this axis, I've gone 90. So I'm just going to go a little bit and make my ray. So here's, so my standard angle still, or my reference angle has to be between the U-axis and my terminal side. So it's right here. So what is that? Well, it's the same distance that I just went. So my reference angle in quadrant 1 is also the original angle. So 21 degrees is my reference angle. Let me say that again. If your angle that you're given is in the first quadrant, your reference angle is the same angle because it's the positive acute angle between the U-axis and the terminal side, or the final side of that angle. All right, let's find a coterminal angle. So for this one, I'm going to do a lap. So I'm going to go 18, and then I'm going to add 360. And again, there's an infinite number of coterminal angles. You could just keep adding 360 for days, and you'd find more and more coterminal angles. So 21 plus 360 equal to 381. So that is my coterminal angle. All right, so hopefully now you're all set to do the rest of problems 1 through 20 on page 57, and then you can get started on your homework. Have a great weekend.